Good morning. Thank you for continuing with us in our daily devotional series, Be Thou an Example. If you remember, last week we had left off looking at 1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse number 12. And in 1 Timothy 4:12, we were looking for different details concerning what our lives should be like if we are setting a proper example for us. If you remember, let me run down through some of them that we've already covered very quickly. We've looked at the idea of our conversation, our behavior, the love we show in our life, and even our attitudes. All of those different areas of our life should be displaying a proper example for others. And you might say, well, what is that proper example for others? It's simply following the example that Christ has set for us. And we're going to be getting into that in much greater detail in just a few lessons. But for now, keep in mind, we're looking at different areas of our life that should be lived in such a way that we're setting a proper example for others. In today's lesson, once again, we turn to 1 Timothy 4 and verse number 12. Let's continue on in our list. Let no one despise your youth, but be an example to the believers in word, in conduct, in love, in spirit. Okay, here's the next one. In faith. Folks, do you know that faith is not only something that we have within us, but faith is also something that we can display outwardly? If we read the book of James, James has a lot to say about the fact if we have a true, genuine faith, that faith will be shown in our works. That's why James makes the statement that faith without works is dead, being alone. That doesn't mean that we need works to save us. What that's saying is if we have a genuine saving faith, it will be shown in the works that we perform in our lives. If we don't display our faith outwardly, there's a real reason to question if we have a genuine saving faith within. You might say, okay, well, how do I display my faith outwardly? Let me just say this. We display our faith outwardly anytime that we are pleasing the Lord with our actions. Okay, but especially during times of trials and during times of heartache is probably the greatest opportunities we have to display our faith to others. Folks, let me tell you something. When some sudden hardship comes upon us, as Christians, if we can just patiently accept that hardship, not panic, but recognize our Lord is in control, recognize that the Lord knows what's best for us and what's best for His glory, and trust in Him to be with us every step of the way through that hardship, if we can do that in our lives, we're displaying our faith in a very great way. When the lost world is panicking around us because they see all these trials happening, the Christian should be patient and joyful, even in the midst of trials, as a great display of faith. That's why, when we talk about hardships and trials in the life of a Christian, many times I think, and all of us do this, all of us as Christians have a tendency to forget what a blessing it is at times to go through trials. Because when we go through times of trials, folks, it truly is some of the greatest opportunities we will ever have to declare Christ and to declare our faith to others. When a Christian handles his trials in a godly way, trusting in the Lord every step of the way, it's presenting a tremendous testimony to those that are without. So folks, as we enter into our day, if something unexpected would happen, if some real heartache hit our way that we're just not expecting, by us remaining calm and patient, even joyful, knowing the Lord is in control of it all and He's going to take care of us, we can set a tremendous testimony and a tremendous example for others around us. Keep that in mind, folks, because I'm sure for all of us, eventually hardship's on its way. I don't know of any Christian that doesn't face problems at one time or another in their life. So let's always remember, even though hardships and difficulties are difficult to get through at times, in every case they're a blessing to us because they are a tremendous opportunity for us to share our faith with others. May the Lord bless you as you continue to study His Word.